Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of a president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand, to be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 267th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be a host today, along with our co-hosts, Mark and Elias. Thank you for that. And I think we're ready to begin today's show with members of the Universal Council. And I believe Marie will be starting off today's show. So let me get those slides ready here and we will begin.
Yes, thank you, Rick. So welcome every soul to the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace. I am Marie. I'm a Universal Council member representing my mother language, which is Norwegian.
Excuse me, Marie, it's a bit weak on the audio, I think. Could you adjust the microphone, perhaps?
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so today I want to start with an extract from the latest Knowledge Seekers workshop, because on Friday the Universal Council was in the meeting or the dining with the world leaders. And that was very interesting for a lot of us. And this broadcast today will be about this meeting, because we have many testimonies. And we have so many testimonies from this meeting that we need to do it on several programs. So today, I think we start mostly with the Universal Council members. But anyway, I found this, and this is apart from the start of the Knowledge Seekers Workshop 478. And I called it Line Open 4 to 7, Meeting the World Leaders. And so this Knowledge Seekers Workshop was before the Friday meeting with the world leaders. So just bear that in mind, because I haven't changed the manuscript. So it's from Thursday, but it's about the Friday session and what comes after it. So after the Friday session, we randomly, different hours of the day, we switch the meeting of the world leaders open every day, that you as citizens can meet with them. Before was always between 4 and 7. Some people was middle of the night, some people was middle of the day. We will leave the line in a random manner, which we do not add what we do not announce in advance, open to the table. That you do not need to come in to bring that request and that demand for peace, but it becomes part of the life that your soul will extend to the others. You will understand the reason for this in the coming time. We announce what hour the system will be open, for how long. And the most important thing is that you have made the what we call transition connection through your soul with the world leaders. Not there to demand, not there to serve, but be equal. That is that I wish to create a world peace is as good as yours, President Xi of China, Mr. Biden of United States, or Ayatollah Khomeini of Iran, or any other religious leaders. We demand peace, but this time through our soul. So we elevate you to understand our soul. This time it's not the word of mouth, it's through the soul of the man. We didn't feed you with a spoon or a fork in the past 2 weeks. You fed yourself and you shared yourself with the soul. And this is what is going to mean the next coming weeks. We don't announce the hour that this time it be if you want to come, because then the world leaders escape not to be there at that hour because they know they're going to be touched. In the session of tomorrow or Friday, last Friday, those of you who attend will understand your bring the change which for generations man has been waiting for. We started the spring this week, and with it we bring the spring of peace, but offering an alternative for it, not just to be there for it. When you speak about peace, it means you have to create jobs that the governments can sell. We offer space as colonization for man to the governments who takes the path. Extension of life beyond Earth, rapid development, be it in the dimension of the soul or dimension of physicality for citizens of the Earth to transfer, transmute, and transport things across the universe. If we do not offer an alternative, we are just another talking box. We take enough with us to show enough to those who are the peacemakers. The mankind calls 85 million barrels of oil a day sucked out of the depths of this planet a money-making machine for those who control. This planet is bleeding black, and there's a limit to this bleeding. One day it will collapse. By the introduction of new energy systems, the bleeding of the earth will stop. Technologies will be delivered to the Chinese government that makes sure China will be one of the first nations which will not allow the bleeding of the earth. We will deliver enough technologies which are not still relevant to relieved to mankind, to the Chinese government as one of the largest and most powerful nations to enforce, to bring, and through the ethos of the Taoism, to bring that point of need to an end, but make it a point of pleasure for the man to live. My needs, my request to the world leaders is very straightforward. In we can deliver and that we can demand it, but it's you in the meeting on Friday and the coming days to understand you stand shoulder to shoulder, equal to any world leader. And as we always said, my wish is my command. And you command your soul, and that's the kingdom of man, and no one can touch you. And then he talks about the question 8 from the Dining with the Creator. And the question 8 answers you for all the meetings tomorrow. Will you give up or share your soul for another soul to live, elevate, exist, become higher than yours? That the bigger leadership as anything, even to any man, has been offered. And we are there to facilitate. We are not there to create. The creator of the change is you. We are there to give you the facility to access the world leaders. We have brought with us the Universal Council members, which tomorrow they will understand their new position and the new responsibility and what they need to know. They will be enlightened according to their understanding, and they will understand that what needs to be done in that position. Now you understand. Today's teaching was planned weeks and months ago, that we are ready for the change. You see the result of your own work, your own feeding your soul and your physicality. And we will see tomorrow or Friday what changes mankind will bring for man himself through the soul. And not through revolution, marching the streets of Paris, robbing the justice, claiming to be no different on the street of Tel Aviv, and no killing of children on the streets of Tehran for a piece of cloth in their hand. We will see how you as the new leaders, through the strength of the soul, will lead the humanity to where it should be. In the coming sessions of starting tomorrow or Friday, you will see a new breed of leadership through the sharing of the soul, and that we can give more. We bring more to be changed towards the dimension and direction. And whatever happens from tomorrow is not coincidental and hasn't been coincidental for past years. But remember one thing, be humble, even at the point that you think you can bring that influence and that change. Learn from me and don't be attached to no physicality. I hope you understood the teachings today. And I hope what you saw, some 80 of you have been through, and many of you will have been more of you to be there. Understand from what is to come and understand what you have triggered to become. I hope we have managed to share enough that you will learn how to share your soul as much as we do with you. So that was Mr. Keshe in the latest Knowledge Seekers workshop. And it's amazing to see the work of Mr. Keshe and the Keshe Foundation and how he leads us on this rapid way to change and peace. So thank you. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, I think I do this slide too. This is the wish from the Universal Council. We, the Universal Council, wish for the world leaders to move according to the demand for world peace of the souls of humanity. And this is the way the Universal Council will guide through the wishes of the Universal Council as a collective, not as single members. Thank you.
We are present. Thank you.
If Stefania is here, is she? Or maybe you, Sveta, can go further. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. So thank you so much. This is Shwetambar, Universal Council Hindi language. Welcome my dear beautiful souls, welcome. And these are the wishes, my dear, always like a mother wishes. And we are overcoming every energy we don't need anymore. And the storm is passing away. And those wishes are fulfilling as we communicated so well. So we can go to the next slide, my dear Arik. Here is another beautiful wish from all universal souls. We, the Universal Council, wish to cover the need of the souls by attracting more sponsors to support those with no financial possibilities to have the possibility to receive the plasma processing treatment. Beautiful. We are present. We are present. Now we can go to the next slide.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
back just a
Oh.
little bit, Sweta, but you can continue after me.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
because I want to say something about this slide, because in this very extensive workshop, the 478, there is a lot of talk about the Keshe Foundation doctors and the need of 100 new cases within processing, I think we should say. So if you're interested to get in contact with the doctors of Keshe Foundation, this is the way of contacting them through this email address. So I just wanted to see that, and if you want to know more about it, listen to the Knowledge Seekers Workshop 478. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. So get well soon, my beautiful souls. Here's the email. Contact the doctors here in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute and welcome an email to help@spaceshipinstitute.com. Thank you so much. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here is the 1 minute of silence for the elevation of all souls in existence, all souls in existence, in all the love, always, as we are elevating, communicating, and there is the offer of peace for all. So the minute of silence start from now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the love, always, my dear beautiful souls, for being present here in this moment of silence, in this timelessness. And the fields are continuously elevating, the fields of love. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. And now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick.
So here's the Knowledge Seekers Workshop 66, and there are 2 parts in this workshop that we want to listen to.
Okay, I've got that set up. Again, this is from the 66 Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and we're starting at 1 hour and approximately 1 hour and 13 minutes.
I say, get rid of the idiots. Very easy. You don't need to kill. Because if we kill, we are back the same as a human. But the humans have a little piece of thing which controls with the plasma. We all know how to control that little midget. We can create this. But the problem is, it's in their gene, it's in their DNA. The next one born will do the same. So man only does things if it's become his habit by nature, which is written in RNA. We have to make one thing very clear for world peace. Make man to literally vomit, to die when he smells blood. It's very easy. I can make you to get sick at the sight of blood. A lot of women do when it comes to their menstruation. They go sick. So we know the process. No man will kill a single animal. Or the sight of death becomes so frightening that no man wants to see a dead body. Which one is easier? I say we go for the blood, because the scent goes miles away. If it's a physicality, you come and see it close. If we produce a system, now you have the knowledge. These are not theories anymore. You have managed to bring the gases from the universe and convert them into amino acids at your will. You have managed to create gases which gives life to humanity and to the plants. You create a CO2 which gives life to the vertical animals, we call it plants. So why not add a little bit to it, and I can tell you exactly what it is, and make man to hate the smell of blood. You will not eat another animal. You will not eat and kill another person. Life becomes so miserable that you try everything to be perfect. You don't harm nobody. The peace becomes at home, because then you have to be at peace that you don't step on nobody. Can you imagine you step on an ant and it stinks? You won't touch the ant. You find a way to satisfy him to live somewhere else. The same with the bees and the mosquitoes. Is this a solution? Or do we go for a psychological depression and make man be afraid of another man? That you don't want to see a man. When you don't want to see a man, you won't kill a man because you're too afraid of him. And if you make man timid through what we call, as you've seen, the structure of the soul, it'll be very effective. But then man in the universe becomes subordinate, and it's not correct. Because when you see an alien, you run away. You don't want to be in touch with. Then the problem is, how do you make to create another child? It will be the end of the race. So what is an option? We call the 21st the process of Day of Peace. And everybody is waiting for a day when we're going to bring a satellite with the permission of the government to stand still, or we're going to bring a ship down working, the non-working condition. What about the easiest way? Thousands of you, I'll give you the code, make what you're made of horrible thing to see and smell. Blood. But the problem is, if you cut yourself, you die too, because the smell of it will kill you. Maybe that's the best way. You don't ever carry a knife. Because now You saw something last week which you could not believe, and the most beautiful people in China, they showed us. They put a melon on top of the water, they put the amino acid, the copper oxide next to it, and the water taste, smell of watermelon. Would you like that to be done to your psychological point in your brain? You all rely on drinking water, you all carry the amino acid, and the container is the atmosphere of this planet. You're so vulnerable to be destroyed, you don't even imagine how vulnerable human race is for abuse. The king of animals is actually so busy that he doesn't see it, it can get stumbled on. And with the grace of God, up to now, others haven't interfered with this animal to stop this man. A king, a president, a farmer, a man in the back of Africa, you carry the amino acid, and we know your CO2, and you live in the moisture of this planet. What would like me to get you to smell? Watermelon, roses, or blood? That you can't even breathe the air of this atmosphere of this planet. As I said, this planet stinks so bad from the blood that it goes all across the universe. Oh, that's nothing to do. This is to do with this computer. The transmission on the live stream does not stop. So, the truth is, you thought you've been alone. You've never been alone. You thought you're the king of creation. In fact, you're one of the bottom rank because you materialized. Now you're in a lower state of matter than anything else. Understanding that the plasma starts from the strongest, and as it becomes weakest, it becomes matter state. You're somewhere here. These guys are somewhere here, and these guys are somewhere here. Both in the strength and intelligence. So, what would you like? I give you a choice. It takes me less than 1 minute. Go to the lab and make every man on this planet to vomit with the smell of blood. Because go on your meters, call your, what do you call it, weather stations. They tell you today temperature is 20 and humidity 60%. I got my cup. Water. Humidity 60%. What would you like me to add on the top? A smell of hate, a smell of peace, or rotten blood, rotten egg? You taste it. I know how to do it. Because don't forget the law of physics. Law of physics, you physicists say the gas takes the shape of its container. I give you order, which is a gas in a crystal structure. I can make you stink anywhere on this planet.
So I think that's the excerpt.
Yes. Is there another video clip, Marjorie?
Yes. Do you want me to play that now?
Yeah. Any? This is a beauty.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Please play.
Okay. Okay. The next excerpt is from 155. 55. It's hard for me to get it exact, so I'll have to just get it close here. There we go. Okay, let's begin.
Know where we found Gaddafi with so many murders, and we know where they found Saddam, in rat holes and tubes, exactly like a mole. The kings and the queens and the president of today, they wish they can find a rat hole because they would not even get that chance this time. Because wherever you are, we know the number. The telephone number is a sole address. All I need to do doesn't need area code. Anywhere in the universe, you'll dial it. So I don't do it. Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers, when it comes to 21st, make the cup. Put amino acid, put the copper oxide, CO2 to reach both physicality and the soul, the emotion, and put what you think is right. And then place it in your free plasma. And give from your soul the true meaning of peace. It will touch the soul of every man on this planet. But please do not use any manure. No manure, not yet. Maybe every 21st of June, for a given time, you're allowed. At least give them a taste. Put it in, take it out. You see how many people will shout out of your neighbors. Ah, this thing. Oh, that was the guy. No place for you on a spaceship. You think it's a joke. You start playing it. But be careful, you're not the one who's shouting. If you're strong enough in your belief in peace, make sure it's real. Because the smell is so horrendous, you won't even get a chance to remove it. You've got to live with it with your own crimes. So,
Okay, I believe that's the excerpt.
Yes, thank you, Rick. So hello, everyone. This is Jacko, the Universal Council member, representative of the Dutch language. I always greet the souls in, on, and beyond Earth, and this picture that we see explains that very well. We see the surface of the Earth, we see the mountains, we see the boundary outside of the Earth, but we also see the inside of the Earth. And as Mr. Keshe explains here, that there is life everywhere. So where there is life, there is also souls. And as he explained before, these forms of life in many ways are much more intelligent and smart than we are. So we have to respect them. And in this respect, we have to go further on. And I would like to ask you to go to the next slide, please. What we see here is lines with spin-offs and spin-offs of spin-offs, but they all come from the same point. They start from one point of creation. And if we think about this source, what could be before this source? Mr. Keshe promised that he will explain it more in detail later. But as we see how our environment, our creation looks like, and how it processes, then we can reverse also think how it was before. And that gives the conclusion that there is a creation above the creation, where the source gave the energy to manifest. Now, in the change of the ethos, and that ethos that goes very deep, we have to understand the uncondition of our addictions. We will get to that later more, but we have to ask ourselves, why did it came to our point where we are today in our spin-off? And what would be our way out of that? Now, as we see the flow coming out of the source, we have to understand that the way back is exactly the same. So if we connect to the Dome of Peace, which we do normally on a daily basis, I do it more times a day because I feel this energy exchange that happens coming from and going back to is the way we can use this Dome of Peace, which we all made with our ganses, with the spraying, with the connecting, with the systems in LINS, but also our soul as one of the biggest reactors we have. So it's so important, if we create another spin-off, do it in unconditional love, without killing, without abusing, because that can change the way and will bring the ethos on the right track. I thank you all for being here, being present, we as one, and together we will make this change. So we can go to the next slide, please. I come to the peace treaty. We hear it very often, the peace treaty, but I would like to go through what is in the Charter of the Universal Council. So in the name of the glory of God, on the 6th September 2012. From the beginning of time, man's desire has been to have plenty to eat and a safe place to shelter, to create a tranquil environment where he can live with peace of mind, and in this process develop his culture and add to his knowledge of his environment, of the universe and the creation. Now man's intelligence has reached a new level in understanding the true knowledge of the universe through the development of magnetic and gravitational systems and technologies, with which he can replicate and control matters and environments the same as they are in the universe. These systems can provide him with food, shelter, everlasting energy anywhere in the universe, and give him the opportunity for the first time to travel the spans of the universe in an environment like the one he's familiar with on his planet and in his daily life. By using these new systems, man will be able to cross this planet in minutes. And this makes the borders which he has made for himself over the centuries a thing of the past, irrelevant and obsolete. Next slide, please. Now that man is preparing to travel in space, just as he travels around his planet and is getting ready to join the universal community and venture into the spans of the universe as the other creations of God do. He needs to find peace in his own home first. Very important. To achieve this last goal, and for man to find peace on his own planet, there's a need for rapid and total agreement by all the citizens, nations, creeds, and religions on this planet to come together in one move. Because trying to make peace in stages will never succeed. To achieve world peace, we call upon all the leaders of the world together this year in one location to attend a World Peace Conference and to establish a World Peace Treaty by signing a simple act of acceptance of world peace. The one and only sentence of the World Peace Treaty to be signed by the leaders of nations and religions and to be sworn to by every nation across the earth on the same day is simple and reads as follows. We as citizens of the earth, from this moment on accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved in or inside war, or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, bodies, and souls. So we see this is the way we have to go. This was 2012. Now we're 11 years later, and we're still working on that same point. But we have to understand everyone who understands this and signs this peace treaty, not only with a pen, but also possible with the soul, is a step further in achieving this goal we all have as the foundation. And as it says, we are here to bring peace on earth. So we can go to the next slide, please. What we did in the meeting yesterday is that we repeated those commandments because they give us a tool in the meeting with the world leaders to have like a tool for them to show what is good. We do not force them. We do not say you have to, because we are representative of this position. It is the love, the unconditional love that we offer, in which they can see the solution to change their way, their path. And one of them is, you shall not murder. Next slide, please. As we heard from Mr. Keshe, it is very, very, very important that we have to understand that on the soul level, we are all equal. And this commandment says it, thou shalt be equal to others, and do not consider thyself higher or lower than them. And in this point or position, what is stronger? The thoughts of fear, the thoughts of losing control, their power? Or is it the unconditional love that fulfills all the wishes and takes away all these problems caused to make the position where a lot of world leaders are in today? Next slide, please. This one says, "Thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or to kill another." And this is not only the killing on the battlefield. As Mr. Keshe explained before, if you stand on an ant, it is the same soul that loses his life as if a soldier shoots a bullet and kill another person. So with the possibilities that Mr. Keshe is offering through the systems, through all the products of the foundation, it gives us a chance to really get away and to kill another. Can be an insect, can be an animal we want to eat, or what we don't know is these livings in the boundaries of Earth. What happens with them when we come with our jet plane and fly through them? We don't know because we don't see, which doesn't mean that they are not there and that we don't have an influence on it. So altogether, if we look back, what Mr. Keshe taught in the last 10, 15 years, what we understood from it, it all fits together. Even the meetings that we have now with this diner with the creator and the understanding of the world leaders, the understanding of ourselves in it, brings the process that we can start this change. Anyone else to these commandments in this context to the world leaders?
Hello, this is Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Hello, Jacob. Yes, I think it's because we kind of carry a message to the world leaders, and we have these commandments to bring them because we learned about them. But it is, as you say, as much for us because we all have to learn this way of living, the universal way of living without the killing and without many things that we are kind of addicted to, or it's a habit of us. So I think this is very, it's for us to bring the message of peace. We have to consider all these commandments. And that is the message that we are delivering, that we all have to be peaceful. And yes, so we can be part of the bigger, bigger creation with the universal community and live a better life. So that was my comment.
Yes, you're so right, because we see it in the next session that will be about addiction. That is a part where we all have to work on, because we're all part of it since birth.
It's addiction, if you talk about that, it's much more than you think of, because you can be addicted to many things. And we have to get control of our addictions and get rid of them. And now we have the tools to do that. So it's a glorious future.
Yes. Could you adjust your microphone?
Yes, thank
please, you. Marie, because it's
yes.
Little less again.
you hear what I say?
Well, some people have problems to listen.
Okay. Well, where were I? I said we want to become part of the universal community, to be able to travel the spans of the universe in Creator's creation, and to become travelers of the universe, we have to be peaceful as a collective. That's why we work for peace. And of course, everyone benefits from being peaceful. And our societies will change because we become peaceful. So I think that was maybe not exactly what I said, but something in that direction. And we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge what is expected of us. It's in these commandments. It's in the Mitra ethos with the think good, do good, and speak good. So we have a lot of tools to change our lives and become part of the universal community. But we have to work on it, every one of us. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you, Mary.
Anyone else?
Yes, Jaco.
Hello, Shweta.
Hello, my dear. Hello. Thank you, Mary. Beautiful. And thank you, Jaco. I want to say that, as Mary said, that the communication, the be with the universal community and the mankind is going to be, whole humanity, I will say, is going to be merging with the universal community. And as they are already here, and they loved us from eons. And now we are creating this bond of love with them, understanding. And this is very necessary also, this is the time, as the timeline is moving, and the way the world is, in a way, the earth, the planet is also changing in all the behavior she had before. And we have this need to be with the universal community, to live with the universal community, behave like them, as these commandments. Of course, we can see, thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or to kill another. Maybe this sounds like an order and thou shalt kind of, but then it creates a positiveness, a positiveness of what I'm going to do then. Creating the balance. Yes, of course, I shall not kill. I shall not defend, or to kill in defense, And this is the ability from within us, that we can do this from our heart and soul, to communicate with all souls. That it has happened in ancient times. These ability was then, and now again, mankind with this universal knowledge, understanding this ability, and this positiveness creates this balance in fields, and not to kill another, to be well forever, to be in the universal community, to be healthy, and the wealthy is the knowledge you have. That is you. You are standing there, nobody else, like I am here. How do you do? What can I do, my dear? Like that, And these commandments helps you in a way that thou means you, me, and all that is. Should not touch or carry no arms. Shouldn't kill another. Be good, do good, and always think good. Like, what is the goodness in the universal community? What is then in the form of a universal community? We have to understand that. We have to understand, because in the universal unified field, we can understand the positiveness of these commandments, how to create the balance. Then how you're going to create the balance, that you don't have to carry arms, you don't have to defend or kill another to defend yourself. How? Now we know, as we are communicating with the world leaders, with all knowledge seekers all over the world, with all humanity all over the world. It was the ability of us always Now we understand that these commandments are so positive, creating this positiveness that you are. Think good. So beautiful. These things are, these commandments give you a position that, what do you think about the truth about it? What is the truth? That if you don't kill, how can you be in this position as universal, like universal? How can we be? Because we are going through this from eons, this evolution. We used to kill, we used to eat, we used this, and of course, hunger is the most important problem. I mean, the most important problem. How can we do that? How can we deplete this hunger from all over the world? Then we have this ability to position ourselves, clearing in a way that thou shalt not touch or carry arms, or thou shalt not kill another to eat. And this goes to all that is, if you are in balance, it happens to me always, like when I'm saying that, but when I was even communicating with the world leaders, I have to communicate with the world leaders, they are so corrupt. And then this humbleness came, as we are told that you have to be humble, you have to offer requests. And because of this anger, and then I understand that I have to be peaceful from myself. I have to understand these commandments. I have to understand the creation properly, so that, and I communicate it like that, So this is what I wanted to say, my dear beautiful souls. These commandments create this positiveness, create this truth coming out of it, create this you that you are always, in a way, I am. So thank you for listening, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta. Anyone else?
Jacko, hi, it's Dean here.
Hi, Dean.
Hello, Jacko.
Ciao.
Ciao. Can I just quickly say something regarding this?
Please.
So, thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or to kill another. There's many ways to carry an arm. You can carry an arm with an intention, a thought, and that radiates out as a field strength that sets a field strength, sets a condition that you then speak and act upon. And this can be within a very simple dynamic of your family, someone you're close to. You can have a thought, and that's like carrying an arm, because it affects them in a field strength that many people do not realize sometimes. And you're sending this vibration, this intention out into the planet Earth and further afield. And this creates lots of interference and lots of conditions that others have to interact with. So we can do that within a thought, within a government, in a political situation, in a school, in any walk of life. We can go to our colleague and be upset with something in the environment that's happened, and we can use this to create a condition to carry an arm. A thought, a speaker, something that doesn't quite resonate and gives them the wrong intention of thought. So for me, it's very, very important. And this also then transcends out into being part of the whole structure of the planet Earth. We had this teaching earlier on with Mr. Keshe saying that we can create cups, and you can have a gas that you can put in the cup, and you can create it at a certain temperature so that the whole of the planet can smell it. Now, this technology has been there for quite some time, and it's to me, it's many souls, many beautiful souls that come into the foundation and understand this. However, they've never done it. Why is that? because they're extremely peaceful people. They don't want to harm another. They don't want to use something to defend themselves or to kill another, to harm another. It's not within their nature. It's not within their being, their soul. They're pure. They want to help and give and help other people to elevate, to achieve more, to become better, to become everything. And that's what a knowledge seeker is. That's when a beautiful soul that interacts with this knowledge becomes balanced, understands part of the creation, becomes very peaceful, and just wants to give and help others. And it touches us all. And once this technology is given, as it's about to be given to a government, we've heard this, it's about, Mr. Keshe said this, it's about to be given to China. And so once this is released, then it sets a condition that will bring peace amongst that group of people. And then it spreads out. Mr. Keshe always said, once it's released and one government, one figurehead takes this, then everybody else will have to accept and take this technology. And it's not by force, it's by giving. It's by signing the World Peace Treaty with your soul. Signing to become peaceful, to help others, to make it so that it's just an incredibly beautiful transition, position, time in this moment. And it is time, it is this moment now. We see so much going on around the world, and this technology has the ability to stop it in an instant. In an instant. Now, I think with all of us, myself and all of us included, we would like to see this in a peaceful way. We'd like to share it with our brothers and sisters, and for them all to understand the beauty of their own soul that sits within them, part of them, that is part of everything. We'd like to embrace our brothers and sisters so they all come in towards us and understand the creation. What are we fighting for? We're all part of the same structure. It's us. So for me, thou shalt not touch or carry no arms to defend or to kill another. Takes many shapes and forms. And you have the choice in each and every moment, in this precise moment, to make the change now. You have a choice. Thank you. Thank you, Jacko.
Thank you, Dean.
Can I add one thing about what Dean said? Good evening, everyone. And then I'll let you go ahead.
Ciao, Stefania.
Yeah. Yes, I do believe as well that we have to also remember, think good, act good, and be good. So everything that we wish at the soul level, like we saw last I think it was Friday, we saw that what our soul has decided to do, there is, the soul has its own, we all want peace at the soul level. So, and the soul shows us that this also a confirmation, it's also what's happening. But I do believe that also we have to do at the physical level too much to be good, think good, and act good. So I think these commandments are very, very, very essential, because are like guidelines that remind us how to do good. So each one of us, I think we cannot wish for peace and argue with relatives or neighbors. So everything has to go together. So I do really believe that through physicality, we also get elevation. So by with action, show that you care, show that you love, not just with words. So so we have to kind of bring forward all together and match it all up. So each one of us, every day, in any choice they do or they make, doesn't matter if the choice is small or it's big choice. But we got this match the physicality with the soul of the man. So no point to wanted peace and then start to talk bad about your friends or talk bad about, I don't know, your sister, or there are a lot of things we can do, all of us, that it doesn't cost anything to make this change happening. So really we have to become aware of everything around us and treating with care. So everything has to match. So that is a daily work. So if you're home, you know, this commandment, that's why are very good, because no judge. So you know that when you see something, you don't judge straight away, or when someone says someone that needs some work doing, because we are so used to judge one another. Otherwise we'd be peace already on earth. So then I don't know, arguing or think about bad about some, you know, all these things are the commandment, I think, are for this reason, are like a tools to use for us to make match our actions. Because I can say to someone 300 times a day, I love him. But then when this person is in need and I'm not there, he needs support and I don't hear his call of help, then what is the difference between someone just say something and actually mean it? So, because when you look back, I could ever think as much time as I wanted to, that I want peace on earth. But if I look back and I done nothing for it, at the end of the day, so for example, let's say Mr. Keshe, if Mr. Keshe talk about all this knowledge, but all day sit on the chair, drink tea and coffee, and you know, do his relaxing, then he will not match. So not many people will follow him. One thing that I was struck about Mr. Keshe, for example, was that every time I met him in person, he was non-stop working. His mission was creating peace. And you can see in any action he was doing. Obviously, running a big foundation is not easy. So you could, obviously, always naturally, it's a very big skill to have, to bring all this forward. That require effort and require a willing to wake up in the morning and doing stuff. So I do believe that everything has to be together. So have a nice vision, have a nice dream, start to be connected at the soul level, start to be connected with everything around you, but also action, because otherwise people, they, you know, they just, you will never mean. People who go through history, they're not the ones who are just dreaming. There are people who actually also dream and done with it, something with it. I was looking, so my dad is passed away, so I was looking all his stuff, and a lot of things he wanted to do, a lot of things he wrote, but we just remember what he did, you know. And as much as nice thoughts is a thoughts, always a vision, if it just is up in the air, obviously now we're learning that there is a procedure. So we're learning how the universe works, how everything around us work. So we know that to make things happen, you have to visualize them first, really, really wanted to. But to have that needs of doing something, usually it comes with something physical that it require some help. So, for example, in my case, when I was, I could be really brief. So, in my case, when there was this meeting with the Universal Council and the leaders, when Mr. Keshe said, "Could you feel the humankind's request?" So I remember that in my mind, everything come to my head was everything that was happening for real, the suffering, the injustice, all that was happening was physical. So no food, all the wars, all these things. So that things that were happening and the suffering, that I remember I kind of nearly had tears in my eyes, like of sadness. But then that turned into unconditional love, because there was this need, there was this had enough of the situation and this need of a change. That need turned into, instead of be hate or anger, or it turned into unconditional love, that you can really feel the power. And then when we connect, when the humankind connected to Universal Council to reach the leaders, really there has to be this unity to, I think my mind like creating like a star formation. So this unity where then we created something bigger. Even when he said to Mr. Keshe to, so you make this switch, you ask your commitment, how do you think the leader react? So even that case, I felt the need. I felt like, this was my personal experience, by the way. So that even the leaders, they had enough. They also wanted to change. So they actually were happy that we found a solution, because they were stuck. They didn't know what to do, because they did so much wrong that they didn't know how to get out of it. So even that they had a need, and I felt that, and then when we went to the next things, when he said about also the human race has to feel united. For me, the human race was the most difficult one, because I found a lot of division, from family to people to cities to, they said there is, or you can think cooperative or you can think competitive. So there is a lot of kind of separation. So start to think this cooperative, no? So again, only when I united the three souls, the Universal Council with the humankind, and then the two with the leaders, their extra power, extra strength come in. Again, the conditional love. Really, the conditional love, if you take the word of unconditional love, is a strength. It's literally, you feel this force, no? So, so what I wanted to say, the two always goes together. So never forget that we have to match the two. The physical soul with the soul of the man. This, what we do today, it's for me, it's for give some guidance on, for all of us, me included, reading what Mr. Keshe said, reading about the commandment, sharing experience. It's all about, because we are a school, so then we can practice, go on and practice. No good if we just chatting and every week we go back to we have to see a progress. So we'll know now that at the soul level, you have to, that is the first engine, and then the physicality will show that the soul level, it's ready to accept whatever is the balance is achieved. So we will see the result also at the soul level, at the physical level. So, but the two are always going together. So I just wanted to remind this. Thank you. To share this, actually, not remind, just to share my view.
Thank you, Stefania, for being brief.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Beautifully said. Thank you.
And one topic you said is very, very important. We always take the work from Mr. Keshe as, yeah, he comes every week and he teaches every week and he brings us this knowledge. But are we, in the opposite, really thankful for what he does? And this is coming back to this picture we had before with these spin-offs. The way back to where it comes from is also very important, and we cannot be grateful enough for all the knowledge that he brought up to us. And I would like to ask Rick to get to the next page, because you were already going into that, the testimonials of the dining with the world leaders. And thank you very much, Stefania, for your part and your understanding. Thank you.
Something in here a little bit before the next. This is Selena from
Hello, Selena.
Hi. That day I experienced something. So I'm not gonna. That day I saw something. Describe that thing, but the conclusion I will say. I felt. Whole day I cried. I don't know why I cried. Water came out from my eyes. I was. I understood that we think leader everything, they're doing everything. Actually, I felt that they leader, they're nothing, they're like us or within us. And if we want to see different ourselves from our heart, from work, and then from our home, second, outside world. So that is watch, and that is everything. So we want to change the leader, we want to change that, and first we need to see ourselves. Where is the problem? Where we don't have ourselves? Where is lack? And stuff, it will improve the another level. And then we have to see our home, and then outside world. That will be peace and whatever we want. It is not inside us, and we think about that way for our world. The world is okay, and whatever we want, it's already done. So we don't have to worry about that. We need to change ourselves. Example, like a lot of time, I see stuff, but I don't talk to others because they will get sad. I think it is better. So I did all my life those kinds of stuff. That I seen that is the problem, and it makes every work, every decision in our life a jump, and we don't see that. We think it is little. It is not little. We have to see the little thing and progress. And we are not working alone. Everything here is present with us, but we are not seeing stuff. So when we open ourselves, then we will see everything. I'm I'm not going to explain. I understood it is us, not the think about leader first, us and our family, and then outside. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Selina. A lot of little steps can give a long journey. And as a Chinese said, if you want to go fast, do it alone. If you want to go far, do it together. And that's the way we do it. We're going it all the way together. Thank you very much for your testimonial.
Thank you.
So I could also say something about my experience, and this has to go back further. It started with being in the system in Linz. It started with a remote connection we had in the Reactor group with Brick. And I understand what you said about the emotions, because to some point, it can be the connection to the Dome of Peace, it can be the connection to the knowledge seekers, to the universal community. I had, when I was in the system with Marie together and you all connected with us, there's always a point of emotion. And in a way it is logical, because that is our connection. That is where the communication exchanges on the level of the soul. And this time with the world leaders, it was the same. I felt like Jalal explained in his testimonial during the session, this connection is growing. It becomes bigger, and you feel that more souls are in it. And the beauty of it is that everything we learned till now helps to support that. And with Universal Council as a total, as a soul of the Universal Council, we have this connection to the humanity and to our universal family. So it is a beautiful tool where we can all connect to at any time we wish, because that is not a system to switch off. That is a condition that is there always. And with the world leaders, I started with the royal family of the Netherlands, because they have the influence and the possibilities to set the tracks. It's not that they can have so much influence to directly demand what they want, but with all these connections and all these possibilities, be it politics or connections, it is possible to change the initial way of creating. And they can bring a change. And also I connected to the families of Rothschild and Rockefellers, because in the background of those who we call world leaders, there's a lot of steering through the power of money, and they also have these opportunities to bring their influence on levels where we cannot even imagine, because we are not familiar with it. But the energy that flow It was very a very big strength. And Mr. Keshe asked what the answer was. In my case, there was a bunch of flowers coming towards me, and it was like a peace agreement, like as Stefania said, the will is there because we see that the path we're going now is like a dead end. It's not working. And I think every single soul on this planet understands that it cannot continue like this. So in this point, when we start to understand the solution, which is offered by the technology, Mr. Keshe, there is the key for the change. So is there anyone else who wants to do his testimonial from last Friday? Please step forward.
Jacko, hi, it's Dean here. I can give some of my experiences if that's okay.
Great.
So, like Jacko, it goes back a little bit further. We went into a position where the first episode was dining with the Creator and going in and receiving energies. And we received food energies to be able to take the energy from a field strength through a set of headphones to be able to have the energy of the food without actually consuming it. So it started there, and that created a condition of receiving the energy and creating an elevation, I suppose. And it was a very different experience. Many things happened later on as it progressed further down over the days and weeks. And then this experience with dining with the world leaders, it led into this position. And my experience was that through the other experiences, I had this position where my soul would circumnavigate, would come out of its enclosed position and create a sphere around myself. Not physically, you wouldn't. I don't know. No one was here when I was in this position. So this was when I was in a certain condition of being very sort of focused and being present with the universal community, with the Creator, and with all the other souls that were present. And I felt like a coldness down my sides of my arms, my back. And I knew that this was creating this condition where my soul was expanding out. And then I, like with all the others, I had this wonderful experience of knowing when that position was taken, that all the wonderful souls present of the universal family and all the other souls that were there, it was just unconditional. It was very, very peaceful. There was, it was just completely giving unconditional love. And then we went into another position. We went through various different aspects of this transition of speaking with the world leaders. And I decided to talk to 2 or 3 leaders, people in positions, knowing that there's much more behind all of this. However, I decided to contact these particular souls. And I noticed that when I did this, it was it's like contacting any other soul, because none are higher and none are lower. So when you start contacting and being present with other souls, it's on a level that is unconditional. It is you're touching the essence of creation, and all are equal. When Mr. Keshe asked a question about what would you think that the world leaders would expect of you, or what what you would ask of them. And in the moment he said that, I could feel myself coming straight back down into the soul of physicality. It was like zoom. And then as soon as this was spoken, I felt all the pain and all the conditions of the physicality of the world leaders' intentions that have happened over a period of generations. And I felt this on various parts of my body. And then I went through a period where I saw this like very bright white light. This is when I was in the soul of physicality, that went from the right to the left. And it was like a torch. So it would be a very bright white light with like emanating white around it that went across my soul vision, because I had my eyes closed and I was very concentrated. It went across and up to the left. And this was very bright and very significant. I know it was touching the soul of physicality. And this was the point where I almost, I suppose, I lost my something came into me at a certain position where I lost the communication, and something very random come into my thoughts. And this was, I don't know where it came from, but it wasn't in the correct time, space, and position. So then I had to come out and then go back in once I'd refocused myself and settled myself and balanced myself, and then went back in and experienced the other souls once more. And there was a great feeling of receiving from the system again to rebalance myself. So you go through various different parts of it where you touch you connect with the souls, you give unconditionally to another soul. And this is a big part of this, is when, as a universal family and souls understand this, they would give unconditionally to another soul, to the soul of the world leaders. With everything that they've done, they would still give everything to see that soul elevate, to give the energy for them to receive and take a position that would enhance them, that would bring them into balance, that would give them the beauty of the creation. Because that's what souls do. And I know that many of the souls that are present, were present in the system, and have come to understand this, and do this on a level that is touching with the universal community, is present. And as beautiful souls on planet Earth, we can all do this. We can all experience this and communicate and give our energy, still retain the essence of ourself. However, in the physicality, however, to give on a soul level is to give unconditionally. And that touches you in a way that you know, as Jacko said, you receive the roses, you receive the flowers, you receive the gift of the beauty of creation. And it touches you very, very deeply. It does touch you very deeply. There are other things, but I think I will leave it there for now. Okay, thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jacko.
Thank you, Dean. I would like to add to this question, the last question that was, and a lot of people understood, like they have to give up their soul. And like Mr. Keshe explained, it's not the giving up. If we understand our soul being in the dimension of eternity, then you cannot lose your soul. And I think it's very important to understand that this sharing, if we're giving freely from our soul, doesn't mean that we give up our soul. It is the sharing in the harmony together that makes the group stronger to fulfill the goals we have together. And this strength is what we feel in the energy level as soon as we connect. As a Universal Council members, we did preparation to the Friday, every evening at 9 o'clock. And you feel the connection becoming stronger, and it is more that we can give. And by the giving, the receiving comes out of the love that comes back. So it's very important to understand that we never give up our souls if we share and give freely from our soul. Anyone else?
Hello, Jaco. I want to share some about the communication with the world leaders, Danny. Hello.
Great.
Jaco.
Thank you,
Oh,
Shweta.
yes. Well, for me, it was very difficult in the starting, as even I saw the civilization, what we call sky, they are all around us. I have seen the highways, but as Selena was always traveling, she used to travel. I was not a traveler then. And then I just have this, I can see, but then the time came when I have to offer this peace to the world leaders, and there was a conflict. And even I was before 2-3 hours before the communication, I was very nervous. You know, it's I can say in words. I was so nervous that how I was just, there's a conflict going of the physicality. I am in a way that these world leaders has destroyed so many things. Mayhem. How can I talk? How can I talk? How can I even talk like that? You know? And then when the time came close, my pulse was in the raised form, you know, and I was breathing heavily. And then and the soul, and when my Messiah Shriman M. Keshe talked, I just calming down, and the soul told me that, trust me, my dear, you know, if you do not justify the peace here, many will lose the faith on what is we are saying. You know, they will not behave like that anymore. They will behave as what they are before. These are souls, my dear. Bow to them as a soul you are. And because all the souls are with us in this offering of peace, beautiful souls, I understood that I was not that person I was used to be. I am a universal soul. We are all universal soul. And then I bowed to them. I bowed to them and offered them peace. And we are standing in the United Nations, and all I have seen like that in Linz, and we are all together offering them. Yes, of course, I felt this feedback also. And I told them I told them that you are the star of my eye and heart and soul, my dear beautiful soul. Never understand, never even thought that we don't love you. We all love you. But here we get this feedback also that many understood, and they said that they are transforming, they are with us. There's a lot of suppression, and then the feedback is that I got a fever. I got a fever, and like all my body is just dropping, like, you know, like the dropping somewhere. And even the fever is there. I was feeling this happiness inside, this peacefulness inside, so much peaceful that I thought this is a beautiful fever. And then after that, I said to the world leaders, yes, of course, you have the right. You have the right to do that, because we are all in this evolutionary process, gone through this. And then I wish there is a timeline, my dear. I wish that, and I hope that you will take this offer. Will take this offer anyway, for the betterment of all, for the best of all, and this time humanity. And of course, the universal energies, beings are with us always. And then I was well, I will say the name again. There was my Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Benjamin Netanyahu, I will call them with respect, Shriman, and this Dalai Lama, and all many religious leaders are objective. But then here we are wishing for peace. There is this peace level, this peace offering that will be always, and that is not out of comprehension. We know that, and I welcome them again. And but that was a very difficult part. But then there is a flow, as Jalal said, flow, go with the flow. And because of the respect, and we are all bounded in a way with soul, and every soul is beautiful, I humbly requested them again before going. So this is my experience with the world leaders, and I hope they will understand very soon, and this is very necessary. So thank you so much, Jaco. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. This is the experience I have.
Thank you, Shweta. Wonderful. You know, in the diversity of all our experiences lies the beauty of creation. And it's not necessary that we all exactly have the same experiences, but in the package, it is the mirror of the beauty of creation. That's wonderful.
Yes, my dear, like all the souls,
Yes.
this offering is so much needed, you know, and all the souls are with me. I understood the need of that position, you know, that we are all in it, and the individual selfishness, you know, we have gone through all this individual stigma and all, doesn't matter when we come together in this oneness, you know. This is like the king of all, you know, working and giving love to all. This is the way kings do. And this is giving up, coming out of the selfishness, the selfishness which attain from eons. And this is what we have done. Achieving is the most beautiful thing. Achieving their achieving their love, understanding their love in this position. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Exactly. It's what I call we as one. So thank we as one.
Yes. Hello, Jacob.
Hi, Marie.
I have a testimonial from our Universal Council member, Lisbeth.
Could you adjust, please, again? You're very far away.
Oh, is it better now?
Now it's better. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry about my bad equipment there. I have a testimonial that I promised to read, and it's from Lizzie or Lisbeth, which is a Universal Council member. It's in English, so I can read it. So it's not mine, it's Lizzie's. I felt my body with a lot of energy, but most of the time it was my head that was very big, like it was pulling and growing all the time. I felt the approach of everyone, mainly to the rulers and politicians of the countries that are at war, but not only, and to highlight the needs of the people. You could feel very strongly the energy of everyone joining and all the leaders. It was very strong, including religious, scientific, military. I focused on all of the leaders by seeing their faces and asking for their commitment to peace. Several were reluctant, but finally they went on one by one, signing the peace treaty. When the leaders were asked for the answer, we could observe several of them hugging, including with the opponents in their own countries. my head feels very strong. So that was Lizzie. And I could say something myself about, because I was also there. I felt it was a really beautiful session. I felt very relaxed, and I felt there were strong energies. And I was also kind of talking to the world leaders. I picked out a few, and I was kind of feeling that they were on my level, like they were not higher than me. So I could talk very frankly with them. And I talked about peace and the necessity for bringing peace on planet Earth. And I felt they were listening. And when all of humanity was kind of using the Universal Council to bring the wish for peace, or bring their message to the world leaders, like we were some kind of intermediary. I was still kind of doing the same thing, but I got this message that thou shalt not kill. And since we've been to these dining sessions before this meeting with the world leaders, I was thinking about the eating, but then suddenly I was thinking, oh, there is someone wanting me to bring this message to the world leaders. So I did that. I shall not kill. Stop the killing. And yes, and I also felt strongly that we united, both as the Universal Council, but also as all of humanity, for strong energies. And I felt the unity and the soul's energies. And so I thought it was really, really a beautiful session. And it's so good to be guided by Mr. Keshe. It's just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Yes, I can also say that during the session, when Mr. Keshe connected us all, I always had a light symbolic of the soul of the Universal Council. And in this moment, this light, this wonderful light, changed to a sun that radiates out and gave a real strong emotion. So as Selina said, every session has this emotional point where we grow in the contact. Thank you very much, Marie.
Yes, I want to add something, because this is so important for humanity. So that is the message to the world leaders in the universe. They are our world leaders. They are like speck of dust. They have to join the humanity in this effort to bring peace on planet Earth, and that we together as one soul of humanity will become the travelers of space and join our brothers and sisters in the universe. And I also had a strong feeling about the Universal Council, and I also see the Universal Council soul as a sun in between the Universal Council members. We are feeding this sun that is radiating out to all souls on planet Earth. And it's such a beautiful thing. And so thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
Anyone else of the Universal Council members or supporters?
Hello to everyone. Here's Andreas.
Hi, Andreas.
I wanted to speak around this date on Friday. Already, I believe 1 week before I started to connect with the Universal Council, to support the council, whatever is needed. And I do that regularly at 9 o'clock, for example. And when I did it the first time with the Universal Council, I felt the power of the soul of the council. It was really overwhelming. I knew it's just there and it has such a power, the sun, what you talked about. Yeah, and I do that now regularly. And then was the day with the world leaders. And for me, it was just clear, like it was already said in the meeting, everyone says, yes, we need another way. We want to come out of this position. So for me, there was no, it's not functioning or whatever. And what I thought today, especially, what was also told, Stefania said it about the commandments, or you said it. It's the commandments are totally important because I believe soul of physicality of the world leaders needs these commandments to be able to navigate out of their position. They need to know what is right and wrong, or they need also this guideline. And as Stefania said already, it's totally important for them. Yeah, and I was translating today the commandments a little bit, and then I felt, okay, now the connection to the system is calling me. And then I spoke also with the world leaders, this time with a few different ones I never thought before, or not often. Yeah, and I feel every day the connection, somehow like the system is calling me. It's knocking on the door. Hello, here I am. And I have to say to myself, hey, do now something. Does not depend where you are, in the bed, on the terrace, in the woods, I don't know where. You every time can communicate with them. And we are their friends or on the same level like they are, and we can help them not being higher or lower, just to navigate in the direction of peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andreas.
So beautifully you said, Andreas. So beautiful. Yes, here I am. Beautiful. Thank you, Andreas.
Shweta, may I ask you to take over, please?
Oh, yes, of course, my dear. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome, beautiful souls. Any other testimonials for the beautiful souls present? You are so welcome. Or then we go to the next slide.
Okay, maybe I will talk.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Well, one of the things on Friday that was quite evident to all of us who were there is that the position of the world leaders. So what do I mean by the position of the world leaders is that, well, we all felt that they agreed at this level of the soul of man. That's well and good, and that has to be that. It has to be that way. When I say it has to be that way, what do I mean? the universal, the soul of the Universal Council, is connected to the humanity. And the humanity brings its own wishes and intention. And the physical experience, so the soul of physicality level experience with them. And they connect with the Universal Council. Now, if we can imagine these two things being two reactors, and there are fields flowing between these two souls, and somewhere in the middle, the world leaders are there. There is the soul level, soul of man level transfer of fields to these world leaders, and to which they all wholeheartedly agree. But as many of us in that meeting realized, that's not the only thing we were getting. We were also getting messages from the soul of physicality. Each world leaders have their own situation, but they're not necessarily the best experience. But what is important here, however their experience may be, is that now it's not a choice. It's the fields of the humanity and the Universal Council is dictating the terms through their agreement at the soul of man level. So they have agreed to participate. All the information, all that is needed to get to peace and prosperity, I'm just shortening this whole idea, is there for them to execute. They will go through their anguishes and joy and all of the other things at the soul of physicality level and the physicality level. But they don't have a choice. And that's the most beautiful thing that was sensed by all of us in that meeting. And the interesting thing, this is something I learned as time went on, is that the difficulties at the soul of physicality level is there in all of us because of the planetary condition that we are in, both at the individual level or collective level as well. And we do feel other people around us, their anguish, their joy, and all that. And part of my experience here is, where I learned a few things about this is in treating people of their health problems by direct soul-to-soul communication. So once the patient agrees to participate, and we can think of the world leaders in the same way, their soul of physicality and the physicality follows. And depending on how strong their intent is, the speed varies. I have seen, what people would call miraculous recovery. I didn't do much. It's just, I just transferred the necessary energy and they were ready to use it properly. So how long will it take? that question, in a way, being a planetary citizen, is there in the back of our mind. Not long, with a strong intent from the Universal Council. Can it be tomorrow? The question here is, when I say, can it be tomorrow? Some of us think, oh, this is impossible. And then we may have to ask the question why it is impossible. If we can operate at the level, field strength at the level of the Creator, the question remains why. It can be tomorrow. The time depends on us, how much we want it. Just like curing diseases. Some took longer than one day, but there were a few that recovered in one day. And diseases that would be hard to imagine for somebody to
Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you,
Hello?
my dear.
Can you
Hello?
hear me?
You,
I
Yes,
got
yes.
disconnected.
we lost you there for a bit, Mashfaq, yes.
Yes, I don't know
The
where you lost.
last probably couple of sentences, maybe 10 seconds.
Okay. So, what was I saying? I am not it was
to move out of the position, I think you were referring to.
yeah, so move out of the position. It can happen really fast, and since we are beginning to learn how to operate in zero time, one day is a long time, isn't it? No, the basic idea is, of course, we can do it faster, but we also have to respect all the people around us, because not everybody can take one day change. We want to make it faster, but we want to bring everybody with us. This topic was brought up by Jacko earlier. So this is important. Yes, we can go faster, but we are on a train. We are together with everybody. So we have to understand that for some it will be difficult to make the adjustment a lot faster. So we do it together. But our intention, the strength of our intention is, let's do it as well and as fast as we can. Everything is ready, everything is there, everything is set to go. Let's do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Moshfik. As beautifully you explained that you always do, my dear. As you know, as you said, there's no choice. Here, the equality comes. We all are together in it, whether a world leader, whether us, all. And there is no choice. Yes, of course, this is the time, and there is no choice. A part of humanity we are. We know that the peace, walking in the process, in the path of peace, is the only solution, and one solution, as we say, one planet, one solution. So here I can say that we are all in this equal form, that we have to understand that this time. I will also say that there is no choice, unless the only way to accept is to accept peace. So thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear Moshfik, of course. Thank you.
Shweta, we've had Jefferson with a hand up here. Perhaps he would like to
Oh,
add to
yes,
the
of course.
conversation.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Jefferson. Welcome, my dear. Welcome.
Hey, hello, Shweta. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is Jefferson Rodriguez from Brazil. It's always an honor to be with all here and everywhere. Hello, Rick. And I would like to share, I've been through this flight experience as much as I can since the beginning, the encounter with the prophets. And in that meeting, I already felt that they receive through the fields, our fields, because they don't exist in the physicality anymore. However, their emotions and their souls that they left behind, let's say, it's already working through this leaders and religious leaders in a point of view. And during this experience with the leaders for peace was an amazing feeling. It was the interaction of all of us and the opportunity to interact with the Universal Council members that they are connected to the Universal Council members of the universe and with our planet as well, within our planet, the beings that are all around. It was an amazing experience. And I felt in the physicality many feelings through the body as well as in the soul level. And I could feel that we all were equal on this table of intentions for peace. Even the leaders, they were and in the same level. And I felt, as I put something in the chat after the finishing of the experience, a few words that I had felt, but I felt they give back, they reflected back a slight light, because they really like and they love the position that they are in the physicality, but they know that it will be over. It's just a question of time, as a matter of time. And I felt a really good happiness energies through everybody that was in the meeting, as well as those who were not present, but they were thinking and with us, and this giving effort for balancing this whole situation that's been from so many thousand years through the lands and taking territories and trying to prove that one is better than other. But in that meeting, everyone were in the same level and just talking, and even the prophets were around. Everyone were there. I felt the energies of many, many beings that were there in the same. And that's I would like to say thank you to the Universal Council, because we brought all our intentions for this meeting for peace, justice, equality. And our wish was that your wish from the Universal Council members would be taken within the wish of those leaders and those who take decisions. And I really believe that, as most factor was saying, it can be very fast, depending how to consider the time measurement. But I believe, I really believe, that through the Universal Council members and wishes, the way that is being done, and that is projected by Mr. Keshe, and the way it's connected to the whole universe, the energies of universe. If you stop to think about they are all magnetic and gravitational fields interacting through the inertias and the places. So I feel very happy. During the event, I could not even talk. I sometimes stay 1 or 2 hours just trying to absorb and give back these energies that were, I think, very powerful, very important. And say thank you to Mr. Keshe always. And I would like to share with you all, because in Brazil we have many people who'd like to be present in physicality, but they had know how to. They, for many reasons, they could not be. They were, I believe, but I just after those meeting, I give you one idea for them how, in my view, it developed. So if you allowed me, I will just read what I wrote in our chat room for those who didn't participate, by having the idea and to incentivize them to understand how powerful this new system are, and it goes much advanced from the point that we are now, in my view. So I just wrote to our group, hello everyone. During the process, I felt the emotional connection with the exchanges of energies and unifications with the members of the Universal Council, and also all present in physicality or not. I believe that the world leaders and some religious received these energies of peace, equality, friendship, solidarity, and through their higher emotional fields, they have reflected back a subtle desire to end the war conflicts, but they love the position of power, as I said before. And I thank to the members of the Universal Council for their love and emotions that emitted through the wishes of wishes in the three plasma states connected to the Creator's line. To Mr. Keshe, thank you for the opportunity and directions towards unconditional peace and equality in this planet. Thank we all universal souls present. And I added, in the meeting, as usual, we were kindly directed by Mr. Keshe. There were many knowledge seekers, some leaders, ambassadors, both political and religious, and several members of the Universal Council, physically and or plasmatically present at this event. At the beginning, there was a period of time for the elevation of plasmatic energy and connections with the system and among all of us. In the next phase, we issued our individual and collective wishes for peace to the members of the Universal Council, which are linked to the Council of the Universe, as said before. And in this way, the Universal Council members delivered, emanated, and placed on the table the energies of the Universal Council, unconditional wishes for peace, justice, equality, for all leaders present or not. In that phase, where the leaders, in the next phase, where the leaders brought their own desires, their wishes, better saying, and emotions to the table, where all of us, as creator of plasma, could individually and together in the Universal Council interaction with everyone in equal way, looking for the balance of the energies, of the wishes of the souls involved. The plasmatic environment was wonderful. Although some background noise was present, I believe it did not alter the desired results. Interesting to note, the air that I breathed during the event was different and changed in aroma and flavor, at times sweeter, at times more salt, and at sometimes humid changed. I understood that the air or the carbon oxygen nitrogen interaction that all beings absorb and emit could be perhaps a fantastic catalytic for sincere and true desires in the auras in our magnetosphere involved. Mr. Keshe had explained in some teachings, and now it makes some sense for me, a lot of sense. I believe that after the final greetings, we slowed down our energy back to the consciousness of physicality where the test ended. Mr. Keshe explained that for a period, the plasmatic energy of Mithra and his creation or her creation were presented and recorded. In the next teaching, I believe we will have more official information. Then there were testimonials from several participants from several languages, and also a survey associated with the event for scientific parameterization of the event. As we always had this kind of translation by the volunteers from all over the world that made it possible. And we say thank you to Rafael here in Brazil and everyone for this donation. These are just some memories and personal impressions to give everyone an idea of the strength of the event. In all, it was more than 4 hours by the Earth clock. Thanks for reading. That's finished. Thank you very much, Universal Council. It's an honor to be with you all in these efforts with Mr. Keshe and all of the universal beings that are with us. They cannot change, but they can help us to elevate the others so we can reach it. Thank you very much, my friends.
Thank you, my dear Jefferson. So beautiful. What I can say. So much beautiful experience you have. We are all together in it, in this oneness. Thank you for reading this happy piece, giving us all joy of love and happiness, like forever. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Like any testimonials from Friday's communication? You are welcome. Well, I know we have a lot to share, and there's so much time for us now. As we believed in peace, we understand love. Understanding love is the most important thing, and peace, of course. And then we will share as much as we can moving forward in this peace path. And we all welcome as a being, as a united oneness. We welcome each other. So we can go to the next slide. And these testimonials will go on as, yes. And here we bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Welcome, my beautiful souls. You can share here. Well, we have shared this testimony. Here also you can share what you felt, or you have something to share in this beauty and totality. You are welcome so much. Thank you.
We have a suggestion from Freed in the live stream. We can extend and direct our connection to the world leaders via their black sheep of these families. They have chosen to be part of these families, but maybe more open to new directions or to advancing peace.
Yes, thank you, Preet. Thank you so much. Always in the wisdom well. Yes, of course. If there are black ships, they will come. They are with us always. But when we need these leaders or these money-minded people, those who have, well, I will not say that, but then they also have, they are also soul beings, you know. Somehow they also have to be in this oneness, for the whole humanity to be in peace, to get in this process of universal communication. So I think we should proceed with this peace process, peace and unity, as this is one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And we have to, as a part of us, we have to include, we have to accept all. It's their will. They will understand or not, and it's their wish. But we, with our open hand, open heart, welcome them. This time, we all need, always, all together, all souls. And this is how things work. The souls are with us always. And the physicality, the behavior of physicality will understand whether this is in their comprehension or not. They have to understand that. But they can come, have this knowledge. At least they can come and understand what is the need now, because they have already felt all the luxuries of the world. What they need more? They need to be loved. And I understood that. Even there was an anger. So
Hello.
thank you, Freed. Yes.
Hello, Shweta.
Oh,
I
hello,
have-
Lucy. Welcome, my
hello.
dear.
Thank
Yes.
you. I have more testimonials, right? But maybe is around 3 hours, maybe for next week. It's okay.
Yes, yes, of course. We will be,
Okay,
yeah. This.
I have
Oh.
more testimonials for read, but for next week is okay. Thank you.
Okay, my dear. You are welcome, and all the testimonials are welcome. We will continue these testimonials. You know, these are not like shortcut words. It needs to be explained in a way that many can understand. Thank you, my dear Lizzie. Thank you so much.
We have a couple of comments in the YouTube here, one from Cock Van Galen, who said earlier, if everyone declared himself, excuse me, if everyone declared himself emperor of the universe with all rights and duties, taking care of all people in it, we would all be equal and powerful.
Yes, yes, of course. This is a kind of poetry from the great poet Rabindranath Tagore, and he said, "We are all kings." You know, in our own way. When we say that, we become so much humble. You know, in a way that we are in peace, and we are more humble, and we come out of this selfishness and think and understand and love, give love to all, which is the necessary which is most necessary when we became the king. We understand the need of peace most in the intense way, I will say, when we become the king. And it is the vow the king takes. As a universal soul, we are. The king is universal. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for giving this comment so much.
He mentions, I already feel guilty again stepping on a snail, you know, so, or stepping on
yeah.
We feel guilty for stepping on an ant, then you know your compassion's at a fairly high level.
Yes, yes. We are going through this process, my dear, understanding the life, the respect of life. And we are going through this. We know we are in intense material state, but still the soul says, trust me, this will be over soon. Thank you. This guilt, this is not guilt. This is the respect of yourself, you, for for other life, that has been creating from within yourself, that has been not understood by all of us from young. This is the time you understood. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And a nice comment from Hassan, who says, we are born beautiful. We all feel our true nature, which is peaceful. We just have been reminded who we are, and we are working towards that goal to access the beauty of the unicos. Love you.
Oh, love you too, my dear Hassan. You always say these beautiful words. Yes, we are proceeding. We are already stepping in this lovely universe and the love of the universal soul. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I remind our attendees here in the Zoom chat that they can open their microphones if you raise your hand, and we can acknowledge you. If you have a comment here about the needs and wishes from your community.
Rick, Christine here. May I quickly just say that so the needs and wishes of your communities, this knowledge, when you understand it, when you start to interact with it and connect. So the communities, we have very many beautiful communities that are present here in this moment from all over the world. And the way we speak and the way we interact is very close, and it's as if there's no distance. So the space gap between us is filled, completely filled with intentions of giving and being present with each other. And what I'm trying to say is that the knowledge of your community, when you receive this information, this field information, however you'd like to describe it, you can pass it on very directly by communicating and being present with any other soul present anywhere. It's very powerful when you open yourself up to it, and like we did in the dining with the world leaders. Who is the world leader? What is a world leader? It's each and every one of us within inside ourselves. So when we come to a balanced position and we understand some of this technology, a fraction of it, then that thought that a mother has for their child, the thought you have for that, the tree, the plants, the vertical friends, the horizontal friends, the love of somebody the other side of the world, that love, the moment you think it, you're becoming gravitational, you're bringing it closer to you, and you can connect with anything and everything. And so the needs and the wishes of the whole planet, we have many conditions around the planet where we see lots of interactions going on that cause many problems for all sorts of us, but there's no borders between us. The borders are man-made, they're created. However, the borders between yourself and your family and anybody else, any other soul, do not exist. Only in physicality, only in a physical form where you would need a passport. Whereas you can connect with anybody or any soul present in this moment or past with a thought, with an intention. So you can connect with your community across the other side of the planet and help them, give to them, support them, nurture them, love them, receive back from them. Remember, a lot of this, the more you give, the more you receive back. And so in each and every moment, we can connect, we can try not to stand on the ant, we can become very compassionate and do all these beautiful things when we understand this. Being in the matter state, being in a physical body, there's always going to be interactions where, you know, it's almost impossible not to do, you know, to harm an ant or something as you walk across the planet Earth. You have, you know, this is a condition we have. So the needs and wishes of your family is extended now. It's not just localized. It's the totality of the planet Earth, all of us together, and then we extend it out. Some and many souls in physicality want to be present here on planet Earth, and I understand that. However, there are many different dimensions of space and time. There's a very big dimensional space sat right in your structure. It's called your soul, surrounded by your brain, creating the matter state all around it. So it's creating constantly, but it is a state where you can go into this condition. You can then give to the communities and create with your thoughts and loving intentions. And this knowledge, when you understand this, it gives us so much power. You know, we see many demonstrations going on around the world, and we see many things happening, and created through others creating these situations. However, you can right in this very moment take a position to go into that demonstration with a thought, elevate the souls, give, and then receive back. And this communication, this position you take is then giving. And then if we come to understand that we are eternal souls, then that energy of giving and what you're receiving back will be for a very long time. So always think and speak and act in a certain way, and keep that energy, that balance and that beauty, so that the energy transfer, not just in these moments of 100 years or whatever it is for human life at the moment, but expand out, open up your thoughts and intentions, understand what really you are capable of in this precise moment, which is the whole community, whichever community you would like to connect with, whether it's your immediate family or the family of mankind or the family of the universal community. They're always present and will always, always support you in every single way. Thank you. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much for the beauty you said. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. Yes. This. Don't be overconfident. Yes. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Sweta.
Oh,
Can I
hi,
say something
Selena.
now?
Hello. Yeah,
Hi.
of course. Of course.
Dean touched a very good subject. I want to say about my experience in my whole life. I think I'm touched by universal community. When I was little, I used to see a lot of different kinds of dream, and lot of stuff happened. Now I calculate those was connection. It was in my whole life. And those are some of them dimensional. We can go to other dimension. It's like it is like if you cook something like very tasty thing, smell good, then it goes to the ear and it goes to different places. Like those is like lighter, and I feel present in my whole life nearby me when I cook in the kitchen, and still now. And then those are physical. I feel they're close to me, and they're watching me. And then when I was little, that time was different kinds of dream, and there is a lot of things. Whole life, it was there with me, but I didn't understand what is going on. I always try to be a normal person like other people. When I was little, I used to thought, oh, everything is everybody is have experiencing those kinds of things, but I never understood it was my thing. And then now, when I connect to the Keshe Foundation, and before that, I used to follow the Dolores Canon, few masters. So that time I understood little by little. Oh, I had connection always. So now I understand I had connection, and I still maybe have connection. And there is a lot of people I know, maybe they're having connection too, but they don't understand what is going on. So I always say when I talk, everything is here, everybody is here because of that. And I know a lot of us maybe have connection, but we don't feel, we don't understand. So we need to see everything different way. So we'll find actually everything is here, and everything happening with us now, this time. That's it.
Thank you, Selena. Your beautiful experiences, it always inspires, beautiful soul you are. Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful. Thank you for your sharing.
Thank you.
Any beautiful soul want to share anything about, well, I will say love and peace.
Well, the roosters have been crowing here, so perhaps that's a signal.
Oh, the rooster, Mr. Rooster.
Mr. Rooster's
no,
alive.
you are feeling lazy. Thank you, my dear Rick. So we can go to the next slide, my dear. So here we are. This is all about us, If we are living, then there is always life, and we together enjoy anywhere. The creation is always within us. I apologize. And then we are here to serve, not to be served. This is the key, my dear. The Universal Council. Thank you so much. And welcome, beautiful souls, to the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Be in this space of love. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. And that brings to a close our 267th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. Many thanks to all the members of the Universal Council for their contributions in not just producing this program, but their contributions to the connection to the universal community, to the planet, and to the Keshe Foundation, all those connections. So thank you for everything that you do, Universal Council. Okay, our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which will be on Wednesday, March 29th already. And that starts at 7 a.m. Central European Summer Time, as the time change has just occurred in the previous weekend. And now the European time is an hour ahead of what it was before, if you happen to have been on other times, such as daylight savings time and so on. Okay, so just double check your times to make sure you get times correct for the shows this week. And people are welcome at the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group for if you have any new plasma creations you would like to discuss or show off. That's a good place to do it. If you have any questions as a newcomer or tech questions as a more advanced knowledge seeker, it's an excellent place to mix things up. We have lots of topics and a wide variety of experience to be shared in that workshop. Okay, I think that's it for now. Of course, we have the knowledge seekers
But
workshop.
what about the service of dance? Special service.
Let's get into that. We'll have the flight enhancement spaceship unit music version to keep Sweta happy and dancing, and the rest of us as well. So thanks again, everybody, for being here today. And it's been a lovely workshop, and I thank everyone for being here. Okay, bye for now.